Yo, welcome back to yet another episode of the Talkatives Football Podcast. To our listeners, thank you for listening to yet another episode. If you're new here, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Kick back, relax, because you're in for quite the show. Again, thank you for joining us today. And if you haven't been with us for as many as the episodes we've put out, we have a newcomer here. I will let him introduce himself along with what club he supports, and then we'll get to it from there. So, my man, go ahead, take it away.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jayed, Spurs fan. There's a lot of haters in the room, head shakers, but, we're winners. So, we won this week, so it feels good. It's a good week. It's a good week to be a Spurs fan.
They won some games, yeah.
Number 4 on the table, and moving up, turning a new leaf. So yeah.
Okay. New leaf, right? You don't need new leaf, right?
New leaf. I see it. I saw everything I need to see these past couple of weeks.
So you've seen everything you've seen these last couple of weeks. So where are you going to finish come the end of the season? Don't tell me Champions League place is all you're looking for.
Oh no, actually, I do think we're gonna beat Milan. More than likely, I see us going pretty far in Champions League. I said we were gonna win it initially.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Initially, I said we were gonna win it, so I'm sticking by my stance and doubling down that we're gonna win it. So yeah.
Doubling down.
God, do us a favor if you could just put yourself in the center of the camera.
Oh man.
Yeah, you kind of cutting off your face a little bit. You could just, or maybe shift your position. There we go. And now that we can see a clear face, we can come at you correct for this foolishness. Oh. Champions League.
Yeah.
Are you sure you've been watching your Spurs play?
I've been watching them. I've been watching a lot of games.
Okay, so where did this confidence in Champions League comes from?
The confidence comes from of course I'm a supporter, so I have a bit of, hope where my heart is in it. But also I have seen basically what our attacking is, and we have one of the best attacks out there. We just haven't been able to put it together all year. And then the defense has been looking stout as of late. The only thing that gives me concern is goalkeeping. Lately, it's been the past 2 games were really good. Looks like Edison Royale is playing well. He's been really phenomenal, and as long as we don't make too many mistakes, I think we'll be fine. We just really dominated a Chelsea team that was where they didn't even really look like they had any opportunities that were of substance. Which it was just a game where we just handled them, and they have a fairly decent attack, and that just showed me some other stuff. And then our past couple of games we've looked decent, so that's where the confidence is coming from. Plus, we have a elite coach, and elite manager.
And then your coach is I
mean,
you've heard enough about this. Well, you actually haven't heard enough, but our listeners have heard what I think about Conte. But you know what? Go ahead, Zach. He came at you guys. He came at Chelsea fans. He said he handled you. You can't let him walk. Like that. Come on.
I don't mean to be a objective viewer here, but you mean handling a team that scored 1 goal in 11 games? Okay, sure.
Wait.
We handled ourselves, really. You didn't really have to do much. So if you want to say you handled us, okay, fine. All right, you handled us. But really, we haven't scored a goal in 10 games. So all right, fine.
Before I respond to this foolishness,
either way, though. I mean, I don't think Jael is totally being truthful with all of you. Your only worry is keeper. Just before the game, you were telling me, see, before the game, I watched this game next to this guy, and what he wouldn't tell you is what he said about a certain player who scored during that game before the game.
Yes.
Before the game, the only player he's picked out that he was like, oh my God, we're going to lose.
I didn't say we were going to lose. I never said we were going to lose. I never said we were going to lose.
No, you're right. You never said we're going to lose, but you were deathly worried that Skip was playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was concerned.
Thank you. So that's why I say you're not being totally honest, because you're worried about your midfield. And I agree. So it is what it is, though. I mean, you won a game, the game you had to win to stay in top four, running, because Newcastle tugging at them heels. So got to win some games, not titles. The last 15 years. Games, yeah.
Hold on. I'm not gonna outwin. I know he's a Spurs fan, but that's not gonna be any excuse for us to just water over this performance that Chelsea's putting on. Because you're talking like, oh, it's just a one-off, and like, no, my friend. Maybe it's a one-off for Spurs, but nah. We need to focus our lens, our view on Chelsea, because this is quite the run that you're on.
Please.
Like you said, one goal in the past, 8, 10 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
When's the last time you got a win? When's the last time you got a full 3 points?
I mean, we've won this year, just not this month. I know that. January.
It was the beginning of January, I think, like January 3rd or something like that.
No. Got a dub. Nice little win.
January 3rd.
Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken.
So with that being said, I just have one question. Is it the manager?
Ooh, that's the question of the year. I've been telling them.
I mean, I've been saying it all.
You're in 10th. Is it Potter?
We've been in 10th. We were in 8th when Tuchel left. Like, everybody wants to act like, oh my God. This guy is falling. This guy has been falling the entire season. So act like, to act like I'm not surprised. We were in 8th when Tuchel left. Remember that? So this guy has been falling all season. So to act like, is this a one-off? No. This is the team we've been all season. Irregularities, new players, zero.
So this is what over $300 million in transfers gets you. 10th place.
Yeah,
I can't blame the manager only for this reason. He hasn't had an off season with the players, and I don't think I've ever heard of a team that has fired 2 managers in the same year, in the same season.
It's the first for everything, and Chelsea's about to be it.
No, I understand, but like, if you fire him, you're firing 2 managers in the same season.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, fine. All right, fine. But what I'm saying is, I still can't blame him, even if they fire him. I can't blame him. He hasn't had an off season with the players. He literally, every player told him, or every player staff that he interviewed told him they had the worst preseason ever that they've ever had personally. And I agree, because I saw how the games went. Not good. And Tuchel was already putting up warning signs in all his interviews before the season even started.
I have a question real quick. Just because I think it's safe. I understand that you guys, it's really ridiculous to fire 2 managers within the same season.
It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. However,
it's not a good in every way at all. It just doesn't make sense.
You don't really see that in any sporting organizations that you around the world or sporting leagues. But I do have a question. It's okay to say that you guys made a mistake by hiring him. It's okay to say I think you guys made a mistake.
So. No, you think so. That's okay. I don't think so.
A lot of people think so.
I know. A lot of Chelsea fans think so. I think
Thomas Tuchel was deserving of the firing so quickly.
I don't either. But we were 8th. and we felt we needed a change.
Correct, but the season was early. It was
the issue with that is you guys don't understand the issue with the Thomas Tuchel fire. It wasn't because of anything on the field, really. It was because of he butted heads with upper management on how the club wanted to go.
But your upper management left too. But your upper management left too. Everybody left.
No, he butted heads with new upper
management. What's her face? Ranaskaya? I forgot how to pronounce her name.
No, I'm not talking
about. She left too.
Obviously, I'm not talking about her because that's the old regime. I'm talking about the new regime. You can't have a new boss and not want to apply to the new company changes. That it doesn't matter what workplace you're in. It's not going to work out. It's just what it is. They wanted to go in a different way with how things are run with the team, how the team plays, the team playing styles, all of that. And Thomas Tuchel just wasn't their guy for whatever they want to do. But I like Graham Potter. I'll keep saying it. I like Graham Potter. It doesn't matter what coach you put there. I don't think the team is going to be much better this season. But if you give him an off season and then you see what he has to bring, okay, then I can judge him. But this season, we've been the same all season. Not good.
Okay,
even under Thomas Tuchel, we were 8th under Tuchel. If we were top 4 under Tuchel and they fired him, you have me. But we were 8th, so it's not like, oh my God, we're just.
Let's be honest.
Like
you still had a throwing stones chance of getting into the top 4.
Yeah,
it's not all that we do, and we're still in the Champions League. But I don't think we'll be in the Champions League much longer because I don't see us.
You guys aren't getting top 4 at all. This is not changing. It's only going to get worse.
It's okay. Maybe it has to get worse before it gets better. It's okay.
That's what they say.
It is what it is.
Everton. There's no Everton in your future.
Even transfers.
Relegation? No. My brother said we were getting relegated the year we won the Champions League. Literally that year. He said, because we bought all these new players. Timo Werner, Kai Havertz. He was like, yeah, y'all getting relegated. We won the Champions League with a new coach. So we've been here before. We're right where we
Who was that coach y'all won the Champions League with?
Thomas Tuchel.
He's no longer there. It doesn't matter.
Wait. For the record, we've won the Champions League with Roberto Di Matteo. Would you tell me where Roberto Di Matteo is? Please.
We're not talking about Roberto Di Matteo.
I can't find him on the map. Shags, can you help me find Roberto Di Matteo? Actually, Shags, your homework is to find where Roberto Di Matteo is now for next week.
Man, before that, you give me another homework assignment. I have an assignment for him right now. You've heard your fellow Chelsea fans. So do you agree? Do you agree with him that things aren't that bad? There's still hope as long as you give this guy a preseason coming up.
Honestly, I don't even think Potter is our biggest problem. I think our biggest problem, as crazy as it sounds, is the ownership. They've made some really key mistakes. I just wish they had given Tuchel as much time as they're giving Potter. I feel like Tuchel would have definitely turned it around by now if he had stayed. And they've spent a lot of money, but it's like we haven't seen any of the fruits of that really come to pass yet. But at the end of the day, it's like Graham Potter, sacking him isn't the answer because what are we gonna do? Sack him, get an interim, find a new coach in theory. The season is already a write-off at this point. Top 4 is out of reach. The best we could do is put together a performance against Dortmund and progress. But like Zach said, I don't even see that happening.
I don't see that happening.
It seems like
that performance against Tottenham, against your rival at 3-point lane.
It seems like it's all doom and gloom right now, but it's nothing has really changed for Chelsea. It's still Operation get these players familiar with each other and restart in the summer. So we just have to keep riding this ship Hopefully the ship doesn't sink as low as getting into a relegation battle. But like I said in a previous podcast, like we need to give Potter enough rope to hang himself with. And like depending on how we finish out the season, I think the ownership should at least be looking at potential new managers to start the season with if Graham Potter doesn't like show like that he can take this team forward and win trophies with them, because like he said himself the last season that he hasn't done anything at Chelsea to be like worthy of the faith of trust of the fans or faith that the board is in it. But the ownership have the right idea with how they're going about with this whole bad period, new manager, new signings. They're giving him everything he needs to succeed, and time is very important. Like we'll see. I guess we're playing Leeds and then we're playing Dortmund. I think it's 2 home games. So yeah, it's just like us Chelsea fans, like we've taken all the hits we could possibly imagine. Like we've taken all the shots, all the trolling, all the laughter. It barely affects us at this point because we know
you go the next month losing straight.
Oh man, I can hear a lot of excuses. Honestly, I hear a lot of excuses as Chelsea fans.
And they've given up
excuses here.
If you see previous episodes, the way these guys will fight and talk about Chelsea, it seems like they just capitulated.
Oh yeah, dude. I watched last episode. I watched last episode.
That's called the excuses, but like, what is the excuse? I just explained.
Mind you.
Like I might say, like what excuses am I giving right now? That's
excuses. You played terrible.
You guys,
a terrible game.
You can
but terrible.
That's
the
reality. Change. We're still in the same spot we've been for weeks.
Literally,
you guys are the same. Oh, what happens if you keep losing? What happens if you keep? Bro, it's still the same thing. Nothing's gonna change. The only thing that could possibly change anything is if we get relegated, and that's not gonna happen.
Marcus.
Literally. Like, you guys pray as much as you want as you get relegated.
It's funny because the year we won our first Champions League,
Ray will go out of business. It's not happening.
The year we won our first Champions League, we had a first-year manager. We hired him at the beginning of the season. We gave him all these new players, and he was 8th. So we fired him, hired a former player who was sitting in the manager's office. We were like, "You want to go, coach? All right, go." We won the Champions League from 8th. So please keep talking. Please, I beg you, keep talking. I hope it incites some kind of fire. Please,
hey, I just got a question, man. I have not been able to find Enzo Fernandez since he got his money.
That's okay. You don't, because he's not on your team. That's why. You don't have
I watched that Tottenham game. I didn't hear his name once.
Enzo Fernandez.
I didn't see one thing he did.
He's not on your team. That's why you can't.
You weren't watching the game then because he's the one.
Yeah, bro. He's not on your team.
I was watching that game.
They stopped saying Enzo Fernandez's name. You know why? Because they would have said his name 1,000 times. He literally had the ball every other time.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Exactly.
It was the first.
No, he didn't. He did not look good at all.
No, Shex, what was that?
Like you said, he didn't see Enzo Fernandez, but Enzo is literally the guy who cleared the ball up to what was the guy that scored?
Yeah, he's the one who messed up. $100 million messing up like that.
Yeah,
but
like I said, we had a bad game collectively, but I still stand by that. Enzo. He's worth 130.
Okay. So last question before we move on to the Chelsea fans, right? So you've already said top 4. There's no hope. Okay. So Europa Conference League, is there hope?
It doesn't really matter. Whatever we get, we're gonna win. Whatever.
Honestly, I don't really care which one it is. I just want to see us win and move off the table. It could be Conference League. It's all the same. It's all the same. It's like. It's like asking a Spurs fan, like, oh, do you want to finish top 4? Like, okay, they finish top 4, then what? They're not gonna win shit. You might as well give the point. So it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't
matter for them.
7,
well, we know 13,
16 is all the same thing.
I just hear losers talking.
We just need to win.
I just hear losers talking. Like,
no, I agree.
I know. I hear a man whose club hasn't won a trophy for 15 years talking.
No, it's okay.
Oh my God!
See, you don't need to remind.
What was the result yesterday?
Real talk to Giants, though. Real talk.
You guys just lost to a club that hasn't won a title in 15 years, though. You guys just lost yesterday. Eat it. Just eat it. Eat it. Stop making excuses. Stop bringing up the past.
We played terrible game. Like.
Oh,
you said,
I don't know what excuse. I'm still waiting.
No. I don't like this. I don't like this. Because I'm about to really come for you.
No.
At the beginning of the year. Explain Leeds United last year. Explain all of these.
No. I understand you.
7-0.
If you're claiming that,
you guys,
if you're claiming we're making excuses, what excuse are we making? What excuse are we making? Please tell me.
You guys are literally like, oh my God, it's upper management. Oh my God, it's this. New players coming in here. And bro, even when you guys had the solid team, Thomas.
You didn't say we played terrible?
Huh?
Did we not say we played Marcus? Did we not all say we played terrible?
Excuse. I explained the reality of the situation. How is
literally what we started with saying we played terrible. So how is that an excuse?
Because once you say we played terrible, you go into an excuse.
I literally said that. That was the first.
Okay.
Okay. How was we playing terrible?
This is what you guys say. This is what you guys do.
No. Wait. How was
question.
You saying we played terrible an excuse?
Okay. Can I answer? Am I allowed to answer?
Please.
All right.
Please.
So in that, as soon as you guys say we play terrible, one of y'all will go to either. It's the coach, new players, new formation. No. You guys asked the question, so I have to answer, right? I have to answer.
You said we will go to.
Then say,
I'm saying what was we actually said. That's what I'm saying.
That is what you guys.
Not what we will say.
No, that's what you guys actually said. You said we play terrible. Then you go into an excuse. Upper management. Now it's this. It's the coach. We have to let Graham Potter play his stuff out. Give him enough rope to hang himself. Then you go to we've been injured, which injuries are a part of the game. However, you guys have a very good roster in my eyes personally, and you guys are not playing up to skill level.
We never said we're not. So how are we making excuses?
These are excuses.
An excuse we made.
Huh?
We lost. We told you why.
It's okay, man. Have your victory. I don't know.
No, because what I'm hearing is
excuses.
Just accept your loss, bro. Just accept it and accept your losses and where you guys are at.
No.
Like, did we talk it's an asterisk. Like, on a normal day, Spurs won't beat us. Like, we never said anything like that.
We said we've been a mediocre team all season. It showed yesterday because we played terrible. So how is that an excuse?
Mind you, I wanna remind the viewers. I hope they go back to the last episode because I watched the last episode. And the last episode, all I heard was Chelsea hopefuls. We should beat Tottenham. The season will change. No, Marcus.
You're absolutely right.
This is what they were saying. They were like, we're going to move 3-point lane, all of this.
We have never lost that
change around. Now look at today. Look at the gloomy Monday energy on them. I'm sorry, guys.
I watched that episode twice and I was there. Bro, I said, I hope if we can score 2 goals, we'll win. Like, what is this gloomy?
No, you guys were confident you would win that game. First things first. And disrespectful about the Spurs. You guys were very confident.
What would we not be confident? I'm confident we're going to, I'm confident we're going to win the next games.
No, you guys changed your whole energy today. Your energy changed. Now we're talking about management. We're talking about all kinds of stuff. Your energy completely shifted today to where, let's just see how this season plays out at the end of the day.
Wait.
Graham Potter, we just gonna give him enough to hang it.
I don't think you've watched every episode. Huh? I don't think you've watched every episode because
I watched the last episode. I watched a few episodes, and I know how you guys were speaking, and I hang out with you guys.
No, you don't. Because
speaking.
if you did, you would know. I've been saying this since Thomas Tuchel was here, since we were 8th when Thomas Tuchel was here, and I've been saying we're going to win the next game since then. So how is I'm still confused how I make, because if you go back to the episodes, ever since Thomas Tuchel was losing, like he was when we fired him, I've been said this season is pretty much done, because if you bring in a new guy, it's not going to change the players he already has.
But you're contradicting yourself. You're contradicting. Wait. You're actually contradicting yourself.
I'm saying the same thing I've always said. I can be confident in my club. And
let me give you the same energy. I'll give you the same energy we gave last week. Next week, if we win, we're going to have a new beginning, and hopefully we can move forward from there. And if we lose, I hope you're here again next Monday to tell us that we're making excuses when we're just saying the thing with every episode for like 10, 15 episodes. So yeah, like, congratulations.
What I really hope
Chelsea. We beat Chelsea trophy. That's the only trophy you're ever going to win. So
last point before this. I love how you always bring the trophy thing into it, which is a fair argument. But I'm not gonna walk down that.
Fan.
I do want to say this though, Zach.
I just want him to enjoy his victory, because that's the only trophy.
Oh man,
that's their. Yeah.
I want to say this last thing. You know, notice how you just contradicted yourself, because you were giving me examples of you guys bringing in a new coach and saying we won the Champions League with a whole new coach.
I never said we will.
No. Wait.
How did I contradict myself?
Let me finish.
I let you talk.
Okay.
Notice how you just said that, and then you went and contradicted yourself just now as we speak to saying. New coach, I have no expectations of this, or we're going to be losing.
That's not a contradiction.
You are contradicting yourself because you bring up that example. You bring up that example of having a new coach and saying, "Oh, we end up winning." You have expectations, and you have high expectations, and your expectations are not being exceeded. And now you're making excuses and doubling back and going back and saying,
I'm saying what I've always said.
Guys, we're just going to see what it is. Because on Friday, your energy is extra high.
Because I keep going with this excuses cycle, expectations.
Yeah.
We said all
Chelsea faithful.
The situation. We told
say whatever he wants to say to make himself feel better. So that's okay.
I don't need to feel better. We won. Y'all lost. And I got to watch it in person with you. Watch you be mad all day. It was amazing.
That's your Champions League final.
That's not. That was personal. That was just my personal grudge match. You know.
That's your Champions League final, because I don't see you watching any other Tottenham games with me.
Because I don't need to. You're not a Tottenham fan, and you're a Chelsea fan. Why would I watch Tottenham games with you?
You don't have that many games to watch with me anyways.
Marcus.
You only have those few.
Marcus, mind you, on Friday.
Okay, gentlemen, to your corners. The boxing match has been concluded.
No, but I just pray to God that he gives Jair time to join us throughout the season, so he doesn't run away when Tottenham doesn't win anything this season. So I
will be back.
This is great.
I really hope he's not busy on one night that Tottenham loses to Milan next week. Oh, I have to study from my doctor's exam, or you know what I'm saying. I really just hope he has the same energy to come back on this podcast.
I will be back.
And don't make excuses like you said I'm making. Oh, it was the coach. It was this. Take your L.
Brethren, no excuses, brethren. No excuses.
All right. So on that note, let's take this time and transition to a club that seems to know a lot about winning lately, as much as I hate to admit. Manchester United.
Yeah.
They have lifted their first trophy, I believe, since 2017. First domestic trophy. I think there's a Europa League title in there somewhere. But
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, you're right. But this is their first domestic title since 2017 that they're raising, and who better to bring it than the new guy on the block, Erik ten Hag, who happens to be doing a much more phenomenal job than I gave him credit to at the beginning. And as a fan of the opposite side, I both love and hate this. I love this because, football, especially Premier League football, is always good when Manchester United is involved. Let's be honest. The historical quality, it's just, memories. If Manchester United, Arsenal, guys like that have given a lot of memories when winning titles are good, the league is better for it. Now, that's the reason why I love it. Now, I hate it because it's Manchester United, bro. I'm a Manchester City fan. I'm not trying to see those Reds happy. But here they are. He got them the first trophy. They've been playing really, really well. Fred, my God, he looks like a different player altogether underneath Ten Hag. So I say all that to say this: is have United finally found the next person to hold the mantle long term since Fergie?
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think
okay.
so.
I don't know.
Okay, Sheg, start it off. Why do you think so?
Well, just the way they've been playing, the wins they've had, the people they've beaten, they've been like, I think everybody has been focused on Arsenal and Arsenal being on top of the league, but man, you have been right there the whole time. They've won the Carabao Cup. They knocked out Barcelona in the Europa League. If they win their game in hand, and they're only 3 points behind Man City. And it's like they just keep going from strength to strength. Like they have a manager who's smart enough to bench Maguire. He doesn't care how much they spend. He's just on the bench, and that has helped them a lot. They're not making defensive mistakes. De Gea isn't getting exposed. Last episode, I said I gave him credit for getting rid of Ronaldo, but Zach kind of shot that down. So now I'll say they managed to let one of the best players in the world go, and it worked out really well for him. And then you have Rashford just having, balling out, having the season of his life. He's literally 5 goals from hitting 30 goals in the season. The last Man United player to hit 30 goals was Robin Van Persie. The last time,
bro, even before that, Rashford has never scored 20 goals in the season.
Yes.
Yes,
the first.
Even Mourinho, nobody has been able to get this kind of production out of Rashford, ever. So it's Ten Hag is checking all the boxes for them, and I think the last piece of the puzzle for Man U to be truly back is to get new ownership. If they get bought by Saudi Arabia, it's a wrap. They're not going anywhere. I'd also like to say though, when was the last time Manchester United and Liverpool were good in the same season? It seems like one is up, the other one is down.
You might be onto something.
Days of Fernando Torres and
we can only have one good red team at a time. But props to Man U and Ten Hag. They're really doing a thing. I hate to see it. Honestly, it should have been Chelsea, but
You wanted Potter ball. Zach, okay, you say you didn't think so. Why don't you think so?
Not that I don't think so. I just don't know yet. If I'm the ownership, I wouldn't see, because I've never seen Rashford score this many goals before. You could really say Rashford saved the season, really. So I'll wait and see. Let's see how next season comes. If Rashford starts next season and is doing this, okay, I'm all right.
While I understand your wait and see approach, I just have to ask, what is there left that you want to see? I mean, okay, and I say that from this standpoint, right? You want to see if the man can handle serious, game-changing situations or unexpected rather. That's unexpected situations. You had Ronaldo in the team and everything that came with it, and you saw how he was able to manage that.
I've seen.
You want to be able to see. Hold on. You want to be able to see how well he's able to develop players. Okay, maybe we're not seeing that with Jadon Sancho, but you've seen the changes with Fred, and you've seen Rashford. So I'm like, okay, you have example there. Like, what
I've
else
seen him do all that. That's what I'm saying. I've seen him prove himself in all those facets. I've seen him prove himself. There's one thing that's what I'm saying. Because when he came in this season, there was no pressure like that. Just make top four. Make them viable. Now that they're viable, okay. Next season, we're not sleeping on you.
That's true.
So I want to see how he is as the hunted. That's what makes a long-lasting manager. How are you when
win the Premier League next season, or at least go on?
I can't even put that kind of pressure on him because I think they're maybe a player or two away from winning the Premier League.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you there because I don't think they have a title winning squad.
Well, I mean, they are going to spend money this summer. It's not like
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
especially I could see them going a long way, like in the Europa League too. Like FA Cup, they're still there. Like if Man City and Arsenal drop points, they could sneak up there and. It'll be
there's enough games left. There's more than enough games left. Just one or two games here, Arsenal, Man City, boom, is different. So I'm giving him his respect, like Jayed knows, and I told Jayed this during the Newcastle game. The guy literally has it all figured out. He has 3 assistants on the sidelines with private VAR. He has a whole private VAR room, coaches up next to the reporter's box of 5 coaches with 5 screens. Hey, if you're gonna be like that, man, all right, you fine, take it, you deserve it. But we'll see how you react to being the hunter.
To be honest, I feel like when you have a player like Anthony in the squad, you need that many angles. Because the man just be playing with such confidence with the dribbles and all that stuff, doing a whole lot of nothing. I feel like off the pitch, you really need your proof and not as something to really get him out of his ways.
Yeah.
Like, no, you can't have this many touches on the ball before you pass. That's why he has those many coaches. He has all that film.
So they have a couple of. They have a couple unsung heroes in that team, though. Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, and now even
that was a big signing.
I don't think Casemiro's unsung.
Wan-Bissaka. Can we give my boy Wan-Bissaka some props here? That boy been balling out.
I mean, him, Dalot. We can talk about all of
that. Because Marcus, I know Marcus doesn't think Wan-Bissaka is as much, but I've always been fighting for Wan-Bissaka.
He's a good defensive player, but that's about
it. Man, you gonna release him? I'm like, they're not gonna release Wan-Bissaka. What do y'all say?
Granted, if they did release him, I know Pep would pick him up in a heartbeat. Would pick him up in a heartbeat, and I wouldn't complain because he's a great his defensive side of the ball.
Yeah,
man,
fantastic. But if you push that man past the halfway line mark on the pitch, he doesn't know what he's doing.
I don't think he's as bad as you're saying.
Barcelona. No, I saw what he did to Barcelona. I'm not going to say
he's not as you're saying he is.
No, he was killing them defensively and attackingly.
You guys know why you're saying this? Yeah. Do you know why you're saying this? It's because he's not playing games in a row. You're only seeing him as a cameo. You forget how he looked when you played him back to back to back. It's the same thing with Maguire. Maguire has been on the bench for so long. People forget how bad he was when you played him back to back.
System, man, because Erik ten Hag knows how to utilize Maguire. Look at Sauce.
He knows how to utilize him as a professional bench player.
Betting his whole World Cup career on Maguire. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Ten Hag's not like that. You see what Ten Hag does?
He's not.
It doesn't matter. Ten Hag, he looked at Maguire and said, "I don't care if you were in England."
Mm-hmm.
You see that spot on the bench right there?
Yep.
Make sure you have the towels hot and ready for players.
Here, get a tablet. He told Maguire get a tablet. Watch and see how.
Yeah. No, yeah. Get a tablet. Yes. That's what I want to say.
The only player, man, you need to release is Mason Greenwood. So
yeah, so he can come to Chelsea. Thank you.
What the fuck you gonna go wingers for?
Bro, it's a running Chinese. Yeah, like, bro.
I'm taking Mason Greenwood in the heartbeat, man. I don't know what you talking about.
You will have okay. So who is it? Who? Okay.
There's no room for Mason Greenwood.
There's no room. There's no room.
There's no room.
I'll take that kid in the heartbeat.
It's like a 33-player squad, man. But hey, I mean,
64.
But
you already have 33 in the squad now.
Niggas is leaving,
and we got people coming back.
Who's leaving?
They're
but here's my thing with Chelsea.
Those people coming back.
We can't go on Chelsea no more, man.
They're on their way out.
No, you're right. We can't be on Chelsea no more. But this is the last thing I'm gonna say on Chelsea. Here's my thing on Chelsea, right? Yes, there are going to be players leaving this summer. That is going to happen without a doubt, without a shred of doubt. Now, where my concern comes in is y'all going to be getting pennies on the dollar for these guys.
Yeah.
Because you spend so much money in the transfer window. Like a guy like Raheem Sterling, you had no business paying $60 million for.
I've been saying.
I'll be damned if you get $30 million for him this summer. I'll be damned if you get $30 million, and you could take that and spread it across. Like,
I don't think we're.
But that's also a testament to just how Chelsea's. It's not. It's.
I brought the reason. I'm sorry for cutting you off. The reason I brought up Sterling is because I don't see much other wingers on your lineup that has value. Like, I know you want to say Pulisic, but what's Pulisic going to bring you? $10 million?
No. Ziyech. What do you mean that have value? All the wingers have value.
You couldn't even get him out on loan. So how much you think you're gonna sell him for?
He bust the paperwork on purpose, bro. Don't listen to the hype.
I think guys
bust the paperwork on purpose, bro. Like, see, you're not going nowhere, bro.
It felt like come on, man. But I do
purposely bust the paperwork, bro. All right, don't believe the hype. All right, we did some. Bro, the news reporters literally came out and said, "Oh, we submitted the wrong paperwork. We submitted the wrong paper. We didn't want him to go, man. Come on, bro. Come on. He was in Paris. He was
what I'm saying.
When his agent called him and told him, "Yeah, Chelsea sent the wrong paperwork. Now I got to fly all the way back to England, drive, or whatever the underground train tunnel thing." But yeah,
Marcus, I see your point though. Like But we are the best club, like, in the past that gets value for your players. Like, looking back, if you look at the history when we had, like, Randall Scott, we are really good at selling players.
I don't know about that. Y'all got new management. We don't know.
Those days are gone, man.
So, we when it comes to that. But, like, yeah, let's move on to the next topic.
Yeah.
All right. What we got? We got Manchester City doing what we always do, getting a nice win against.
Congratulations to Erling Haaland.
Listen,
untapped.
I want to say
Listen, he's doing his job though.
Because I've always seen Erling Haaland as I don't know, my spirit son. So I'm proud of my spirit son. But I'm not surprised.
Who's man?
Now we do have some news that's not really a surprising news. Julián Álvarez looking to leave Manchester City this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Why?
What do you mean why? He's a World Cup winner and he's on the bench. Yeah, that's the reason why.
I told you, man.
He's looking for He's looking for an out and out starting job. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. So. I appreciate the work he's done so far, but just like what we always do, smart business over here. We fleeced Barcelona and got millions for.
Oh my God,
Ferran Torres.
That literally, I will put that Ferran Torres deal even up against the worst NBA NFL deals in history. I will put Ferran Torres deal up against Russell Wilson. I'll put Ferran Torres deal up against Aaron Rodgers. Bro, that deal, man, Barcelona's still eating it.
Yo, we fleeced them for that money. We fleeced them for that money, so we're gonna get at least $60 million for Julián Álvarez from whoever wants him.
Yeah.
But Ferran Torres, I recently saw a Ferran Torres interview where he said that when after that big money move, he kind of lost all confidence and went to the tank. Yeah, because you got exposed. That's what happened. You got exposed.
Yo, same with Eric Garcia.
Man.
Both of them to Barcelona brothers.
Oh my God. How was he a professional soccer player? I'm confused.
Worth $30 million, by the way. So that's what
there's literally some players. I'm like, bro, how are you a professional? Not Eric Garcia. Like he's still on the Spain team. How? When is he a good player? When has he ever been a good player? I don't get that one. And they're still playing it. They still like to play it. Okay.
I just seen something really interesting.
It's because of Man City. I blame Man City.
Listen, it's not our fault we're too good now. There's a lot of we terrorize jobs for a lot of people. I'm sure, you know what? It is what it is. But the city story speaks for itself. Another team I want to pretty much bring into before we're nearing towards the end of this episode real quickly. But Liverpool, they came up with yet another draw this past weekend.
Yep.
Guys, what is going on with that club?
Why do you like hating on Liverpool, man?
I'm sorry. My enemies. Listen.
Exactly.
My enemies do not prosper. I need to enjoy this as a Man City fan. Just listen. The past 5 years, it's been Liverpool that's been on our backside, so to see them like this.
Ever since Salah scored that crazy goal on you, that really shook y'all. I bet you that shook y'all.
Yo, bro. Public enemy number one since that.
Yeah. Yep. No. Yeah.
So you'll be damn sure I'm going to take my shots whenever I'm able to take my shots. And right now they're god awful. So back to my original question.
They look bad.
It's another
time.
The problem is mostly Klopp. Mostly the players, they're just aging and they can't do the same things and play the same way they were playing when they won the Premier League, the Champions League. It seems like the defense is deteriorating.
Here's my question for you.
Arnold is just not that guy anymore. He needs to play higher.
People on this Trent hate.
He was never that guy.
So, here's my question for you, Shaq. So your point about the coach. Club not changing his system, playing the same system, and the players not fitting his system. So, what do you think? Should Club change his system, or what? Should we just blend the players and hope new management gets?
I think it's the system. I think it's the system.
It's definitely the system.
Club should change his system.
Yeah, I think.
I don't think they should change the manager.
Let him finish his thought.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Go.
I think it's the system because basically, for one, you haven't changed it in so many years. So now teams have caught up. That's just the world of sports. It evolves. People get to understanding, and then the personnel. You're missing a key personnel, which is like Mane. You let him go, a guy who did basically everything, a glue guy. He did a lot. So you can't run the same system that you were expecting to run this year with, a lot of the newer guys that you're bringing in. And that just basically is a testament to why they're looking as bad as they do.
And I noticed that Luis Diaz has been out for most of the
season. He's been out as well. Injuries, that was a key.
The biggest loss for them.
That was a key, but
he was cooking at the beginning of the season, man.
Yeah, he was.
He really was.
He was opening a lot for them.
He was basically that signing. Not saying he's Mane, but he was giving them a piece an element that Mane brought.
Yeah, creativity.
Stretch the defense, one-on-one.
Yeah,
he's got it. So
I agree. He helped Salah kind of not
open up.
He opened up the game for Salah a lot because we've seen once Salah gets keyly focused on, the entire game, he doesn't really show up as much, which is hard to when you're the main focus. So yeah, I think it's more of a system and him not changing his system and trying to play the same way. And then on top of what Sheg was saying earlier, the defenders are getting older. Guys are injured and older, so you're now having personnel fit problems, and you're not trying to change to compensate for your weaknesses. So now your weaknesses are even more glaring than they've ever been. We've seen these weaknesses. I mean, trust me, we've all seen it, but they were able to get around it.
They were always able to overcome it.
They were always able to overcome it
game
with amazing play or just they're
just sheer brilliance.
Yeah.
I mean, Trent scoring a free kick.
Exactly.
Dribbling 5 guys.
When their stars showed up and was stars, but now their stars are showing up and being stars.
Like it just building and like Klopp is the one who could like stop the snowball from getting larger, but he keeps sticking to his method that's been working, and it's just not working. You got to do something drastic to shift it, and like he's not gonna get fired, so it's like, Klopp, what are you gonna do? When are they gonna call Klopp out? When are they gonna, when he's making the excuses at the end of the game? When is the reporter gonna say, but Klopp, you did this and you did that, and you've been doing this? Don't you think it's time to do something different? Because it's madness. He's been doing the same thing and expecting different results. Like, really, if you watch some of the goals they concede, all you can see is defenders just ball watching. You can see the letting their man run past them.
Yeah,
like the goal Real Madrid scored from that free kick on the left side. Like Trent just watched his guy just run, and nobody else in the box moved.
Yep.
Okay, but that's notorious for Trent. That's notorious for Trent.
Yeah,
that's what Trent does.
And even Van Dijk, the best defender in the world, better than John Terry ever was.
Calm down.
Just look cooler.
You want to know what I think Liverpool's best for club?
That's how Van Dijk is playing right now.
So there was one way for Klopp to kind of save his system. All right, and this is with everyone healthy here. This is not because. Like I said, Luis Diaz being gone, that's like such a key piece for them. I don't even know how to say it. He's so brilliant on the ball. But what I will say is, with all his pieces, with Luis Diaz back, I think he should try to switch up his midfield.
Yeah.
As he keeps going, it drives me nuts. Well, it actually doesn't drive me nuts. It's kind of comical.
They got old James Milner playing still.
James Milner?
Like, why?
Fabinho. Bro, Fabinho hasn't looked like it for 2 years. Henderson should have retired 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
You want to talk about players
on the injury list.
Just look at Liverpool's midfield. Zero.
So
I
what
agree.
I think he really should consider is what I would do is I will play what's this guy's name? I'll play Gakpo and what's this other guy in front of Bajcetic and have Bajcetic as the holding midfielder and then play Gakpo and I keep forgetting his name. Trent, sorry, whatever. Play Gakpo and Trent in midfield. Move Trent to midfield.
I was thinking
find somebody else to play right back. Find somebody.
Listen, no.
You cannot be sacrificing your defense like this. It's even more glaring.
Yeah,
it's not. You didn't have
those same midfield agents.
He's just not doing it.
That's what I would do.
Then he's not attacking either. So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah, you need him. You clearly need him on the field because to have him on the bench, it doesn't help you in any way. You need Trent on the pitch.
Yeah,
but you want him in more advanced positions.
Yep.
Where he's covered by more players and he doesn't have as much defensive responsibility. Seriously, play him just in front of Bajcetic with Gakpo, and the rest is history.
So I hear you about moving Trent in the midfield, and admittedly, I definitely
comes back. This is all dependent on Luis Diaz.
No, I understand. And I definitely thought that would be an adequate route to take in terms of problem solving before in the past. But I don't know. After looking at Trent play more and more, I don't think it would work because look, his defensive work rate is non-existent. It's not even like it's low. It's just non-existent. And like from in the position he's in as a right back, all he really has to do is track back and zonal mark. Yeah. As long as he covers both sides, that's really all he has to do. Yeah. If you bring him now inside into the midfield, right, you're gonna be putting him into more positions where he will have to man mark. Yeah. And he's just terrible. So I'm like, if you put him in those positions, I'm just seeing a lot more red cards in his future because he's not gonna be able to put himself in good defensive positions to man mark appropriately. So he's gonna be lunging into nonsense. Okay.
That is why I say put him in that position. So sorry, Shana.
For what? To get him more sent off?
I say put him in that position so he's not the last guy on your right that's going up against Vinicius Jr. Yeah. At least he's going up against Modric. Okay.
Let's be honest. I'd rather him. If it's me, I'd rather him go up against Vinny Jr. because I know still has. No. Hear me out. Okay. I'd rather him go against Vinny Jr. because Vinny Jr. is young, and so I know what he. I understand it didn't work out well, but again, you're telling him you're saying you'd rather put him against the vast experience of Modric. Modric is that age, and he played Liverpool's midfield like a fiddle.
I think he's thinking more in general terms. He's not going to face Vinicius and Modric every week. What is like? Don't take. He's not defending at all. So let's just give less defensive responsibility. Up higher into the midfield, where he can get some of his offense back. Because even now at right back, he's not contributing no assists, no goals. So let's just push it. I mean, just put him at wing back. Put him at wing where he can go and have fun and not mark anybody. And also, here's another thing. This is why I blame Klopp. Like, I know Klopp is watching the tape. You seeing him not tracking back. What are you saying to him? Are you just letting him get away with it? Like, you see him at the game. Like, what are you saying to him?
Here's what he was doing. He saw that it wasn't happening, so he said, you know what? I seen Matip has been doing a decent job. Let me put Matip in, because I've seen Matip covering. Now the issue, right? Now the issue is Matip is playing just as bad as Trent. Mm-hmm. So now you have both of those people standing next to each other. Because Matip is the center back closest to Trent. Yeah. When Trent plays back, and the tandem of those two is just so bad, and that's what we're seeing. Because before,
and Dijk in there because man had zero tackles against Real Madrid the entire game.
Really?
Yeah. He had a bad game.
Yeah, Matip was.
That's crazy. Van
Dijk had a bad.
Of anybody on that pitch. That is the most unbelievable stat. I would believe it more if Salah had 0 shots on target. Like, that's how much I'm like, wow, that's...
Hey, man.
You have 0 tackles, though, like, really. You can have 1 or 2 tackles. So have 0 as a center back, no, something's going on.
He was getting outplayed. Triples all over.
Something's going on.
You know when things are bad, it just gets bad. It just gets bad, and everybody's getting exposed, or you're not able to like.
Boy, do I know the team that scored 2 own goals in the same game. Boy, do I know. Oh my God! Oh yeah, I know.
All right, and with that, I think that brings us to an end. Thank you for listening to yet another episode of the Talking Is Football podcast. Like always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell your friends about us. You know, the more views we get, the happier we get. And if we're happy, the more you get,
more videos you
get. Content like this.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what it is. Until next time, see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Peace.